Hey, it's Future Jaden again. Remember when I said I fixed the audio? I sort of fixed the audio. This episode's good. Keep watching. The one after this, I nailed it. I fixed it. I promise. But enjoy the episode and get ready for Crow's Curtain Call. Hello and welcome to Roll to One. I'm Jaden Arnold. I'm the Dungeon Master for this fantastic game that we've been playing for, what is it now, 10, 11 episodes? I appreciate you watching. This means a lot. My parties are really awesome peoples, and before I get to the intro and get right into the game, I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of cool things called leveling up. They had a ginormous combat if you paid attention last time, but if you're just catching us, please go back to episode 1 because you're really late. So, I hope we can see you guys. Can we see them? Can we see you?
We can now.
And we're in the world. Not in the world. We're in this world. Planet Earth. Sorry, spoilers. We're on Planet Earth. So you guys leveled up. I just want to do some hit points to keep us honest, to keep the audience aware of what's going on. We're also going to level up ACs as well. I distributed some things, so you'll have to write in that. We're doing that live. But anyway, let's go ahead and start with Andy. Andy, you have a D8, being a cleric, a shaman. Please roll your D8 for me and tell me what you get.
Done. 5.
Done 5. Awesome.
I always take the
Oh, you do the average. Got it.
Yeah.
So 5 plus 3 you add to your
Yep.
points,
So I'm at
Look at
43
you.
now.
You're great.
43 for the cleric.
43 hit points?
Yes.
Wow. It's a big jump.
That's armor class.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait. Where's Ace?
Oh,
Yeah.
please, my AC
That's a
43.
huge jump.
What was your starting armor?
35 is the hit points.
AC is 17 plus the shield is 19.
You're disgusting. Now, Tomas. Thomas, go ahead and roll for me.
Come on. 3.
Oh no.
All right.
Plus my 3 is 6 more hit points. Oh, why do I have fixed hit points? Weird. Hold on. Sorry.
Cool. You're good. Now you have that. And now
And my armor class goes up 2 because I stole some.
you stole
studded
the
leather.
vampire,
Studded
his studded leather.
Goes up to
I
what?
don't know if that counts as stealing.
It goes
when
up
it's
to
dead.
41. And then my armor class is,
Wait.
is 14. Which is so low. But I'm good at not combat things.
Right.
Shiv, your AC is 19 and your hit points are 43, correct?
Yeah, and more importantly, I now have access to Daylight and Revivify.
Ooh.
And I learned
Yeah.
Major Image.
And Dispel Magic.
And Duncan, go ahead and roll your D12 for me, unless you want to take the average.
You want to roll one of the... So you can... Or you can take the average, which is
7.
7.
Rolling is technically in your favor as a D12. The average is better.
Really?
7.
Okay.
So 11
Yeah.
more hit points to you.
The average is worse than the D12 roll.
Okay.
Seems like it should
So I've been told. I could be wrong. Let us know in the comments.
But don't yell at us.
No,
Yes.
please yell in all caps. tell Joey specifically that you're just yelling. That's
Joey,
all you
you're
need to
a
say.
fool.
Just tell him I'm yelling. That's all I want to know.
Wait, so I add 11
Yes.
more hit points?
So you rolled a 7, then you add your con, and that's your total you're adding onto yourself.
Okay.
Oof, big boy. Up in the 60s.
68.
He's a strong man.
Low.
Oh, one away. Can we give him 1 hit point to be fun?
No, I refuse.
It's
I
not
refuse.
nice of you.
No, I'm not nice. I'm a dungeon master. You're not called to be nice.
All right, cool.
What else
All
are we
right.
doing?
So that's all I wanted to do before the episode begins. So thank you for watching. We're going to go ahead and get ready for tonight's episode of The Crow's Curtain Call. After initiating a fight between the Vistani and the Dusk Elves, the party discovered that they had been sent to kill the party specifically. The party discovered that these elves and stuff had been sent to kill the party specifically. Also among them were 2 vampiric enemies looking for blood. Tooth proved to be effective in battle against the Vistani, including Esmeralda, for some strange reason. While the Mardikovs escaped, Duncan and 2 wagons took on the fires of explosives. The wagons were destroyed and the barbarian knocked unconscious. In the liminal space, in the dreamscape, Duncan dreamt of home and his strange history. Or was it something new? The party managed to narrowly survive and slay only 1 of the vampires. The other, along with the Vistani leader, managed to escape. They leveled up to level 5 and distributed some stuff. Now, here we go, arriving outside the town about an hour on horseback.
We were an hour outside the town?
Yeah.
I thought it was less.
No, it was an hour outside the town on horse. I said that in the last little read it that I did before this episode, or the 2 episodes ago. So yeah, we are now in outside of Valaki about an hour.
Let's look.
What?
It's all good.
You guys keep going.
Well, you guys are now initiating like conversation with each other about what to do.
Yeah.
Duncan asked Thomas that
Which is
question.
currently right.
You have 2 attacks.
I think that's what you get. You can attack a second time.
Yeah.
That's it.
And fast movement. Your movement speed goes up by 10 feet, I think.
Choo.
Yeah.
So-
Well, you're not wearing heavy armor. Are you wearing heavy armor?
No, he's not wearing
Then
armor.
you're 10 feet per round caster.
So now the players involved here are Shiv, Thomas,
Bazooka as
Duncan, Vasilka,
Esmeralda and a
Esmeralda,
Sexstrosny.
and a Sec. That is
In tooth.
okay, yes.
And, yes.
Tooth. So I guess, shoot. If we move, we can't short rest. If we short rest, we might not be able to short rest.
I think we should get back.
You're gonna head back to Valaki.
In that case, so we'll say to a Sec, plans have changed. It appears.
I understand. It makes sense.
Yay.
Thomas.
Yeah. So
A lot of dead
All right.
people.
who needs the cure wounds? Let's see. Esmeralda does. So go
That would be helpful, yes.
second level on her.
But why? As we walk, I want to know why that happened.
That would be very helpful to know, yes.
I thought those were your kind of people. They seem to recognize you.
They
Were
said,
those not Vistani?
They said they did.
Yes, they said that I did not know any of them. This is not something that I'm aware of.
Is this some kind of gang territory we wandered into? What's going on?
15 for her.
15. Alrighty, thank you. She says, means, could we see maybe if there are any footprints about where they may have gone? Or maybe if we follow in direction of that leader, maybe he's going somewhere important.
What time is it in the day?
You guys left like really early. So it's into the day. I mean, it's literally about an hour and a half into the morning. So it's not 9-ish.
It is pretty early.
Should we follow after him rather than going back to the safety of a town?
I think I'd like some answers
All
as
right.
well. I say we go after him.
This
And-
is not what I signed up for.
He's-
I'm just kind of following your lead. So whatever is best for Velaki.
Well, I think these people just took out half of Valaki's defenses, didn't they not?
Oh, are we asking my opinion now?
Well, it's kind of a rhetorical question, but
So
yes,
we are.
yes,
Okay. I'm interested in killing them all.
yes. As are we now.
Yes, I don't like those gypsy bastards.
Looks over at Esmeralda.
She shrugs.
All right, can I roll to look for the footprints?
Yes, go ahead and make a survival check.
Okay.
Esmeralda will help you.
With advantage.
Yes, Esmeralda. Anytime I use the help action, you get advantage.
That's right.
Yeah.
So then survival.
This number went up, so all of these that are filled in go up by 1 more.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So then
Proficiency.
survival is. So I have 18.
18.
18.
So you begin to see some footprints that go in the direction back towards Valaki. And you see them in mass. You see multiple.
Well, and I'm looking
Head
for
in that direction.
his footprints from where he was standing.
So, sure, it's difficult. I mean, that's difficult. You're tracking through the mud, you're tracking through the forest, and you do see that it seems like even in every direction that you can see and you're tracking footprints, you're walking in that direction, trying to find, you do see that they all kind of reconvene. It seems like all of the footprints of specifically the Vistani, and a lot of the elves as well,
Dusk elves, yeah.
move in that direction back towards Valaki, but a little off the beaten path, like they're curving southward.
All right.
Like they're headed to some sort of place nearby Valaki and not Valaki itself.
Well, let's follow him. Why not?
Aye. Let's go.
Also, I feel like you could use that.
Yeah, I'll
Cure
if you've
wounds
got
as
any of
well.
that left, I'll have what she's having.
12 for you.
Thomas will pump a silently. Will pump a first level cure wounds also into Duncan.
Much appreciated, boys.
It is pretty. I mean, maybe not in our headphones, but I think it is astonishing the difference when we're talking to our mics and when we're not.
Sorry.
Just FYI.
So that was plus what and what?
Yeah,
What would you roll?
What do you roll, Andy?
Hit points.
12 for you.
13 for me.
12 and 13.
There you go. So you got add that 25.
Okay.
So yeah, you guys are following these footprints. Okay.
Do you know? Sorry, Dungeon Master.
What's
Where about on the map did this happen?
So
If there was a location.
well, you can do the math if you really want to, because you guys were traveling. It is 4 miles an hour. 4 miles an hour.
So 8 squares. Right. Each 8 hexes because each hex
Yeah.
is a quarter mile.
Yep.
I can't even see the I can't even see the
1, 2,
axis.
3, 4, 5. Okay, so you're just kind of just after P.
Let me see really quick, just so I can.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Thomas is
Smacking his microphone.
Yeah. Just kind of.
So yeah, you went to the crossroads.
Yeah, I'd say it was just past the crossroads. Is
Okay,
my
so they're headed then, I guess, this direction towards Valaki.
Okay.
And then you guys, if you choose to track with them, it seems they start going this way.
Shoot. Let me put that on.
Yeah, you're good.
Into the woods south of Valaki or down by P and then south from there?
So you're at the crossroads of P area, and then you guys kind of are there. And so then you want to head more east towards Valaki, and then basically they go south from there. It seems like they were headed the same direction, that just away from the crossroads.
Should we move stealthily?
It is full screen.
A little bar.
There's a bar? Oh, I didn't even see it.
There you go.
Yeah, you guys are like right here, and then you guys are basically moving this way. Something's here. This little hex has something there that is not being disclosed on the map. Do you guys want to head that way, or would you rather make use of the space, head in time, and then you could head back down? Either way, you could head something that's marked here on the map. You could even head back this way, make a trip of it, head to the castle. It's really up to you. You could even go as far as this direction if you want to make crazy trips.
I'm sorry, I was busy doing a bunch of stuff.
You're good.
What was the most
You guys are here.
direction?
You guys are here. The
that we
most of them
thought?
are headed this way to whatever this hex is here.
Okay.
So yeah, it'll be about an hour and a half to get you guys that direction
To where they're
to
at.
where they're located.
While the footprints aren't going away, perhaps we should, now that we've moved out of the way from where we were, maybe we should rest for a little bit.
A rest might be in order. Recover our strength, but I don't think we should let the trail go cold.
We rest while walking?
No, that's too much work.
Didn't think so.
All right, let's take a break, gather ourselves, and get ready to head out in about an hour.
All right.
What do
I
you
don't know
think?
why I did that. Just wanted to say,
Brother.
I just wanted to say.
All right. No. So, like, what are we trying to do? What is plan?
Find them. Kill the unnecessary ones, and interrogate the leader.
I got the bug in my face.
Yeah. So find them, eliminate the unnecessary ones, and interrogate their leader.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
So-
Say, you shouldn't be hard to convince.
Right, he's not really like, you're not making any rolls to convince him of things. You're just kind of telling him his directive.
He's on board.
Yeah, I mean, his equivalency is a clone trooper. Like, he's just done what he's told.
What do you think, Esmeralda?
She's a little bit more free thinking, and she says, "I'm interested in one thing only, and you already know that, Cole. I'd prefer not to say.
Right. I feel like this might get us closer.
It seems that they were trying to kill you, or
Yes.
me, or us,
Did you
Yes.
notice they were vampires with them?
when they were stabbing me.
Yeah,
Aye.
I
that part.
became very aware.
Do you think that might have something to do with what you're after?
I'm interested. I'm just making sure that we're all on the same page.
Aye,
Yeah.
aye. Man takes a shot at me, I want to know why, and I want to know who ordered it.
I'm a little disappointed that my supplies are no longer around.
I'm sorry, lass. I did what I could. But
No,
nearly,
I saw as much as I could. You were
nearly
fine.
killed me.
I just think that there weren't that many people who knew about us going. And I'm not sure I trust everyone here.
Well, neither do I. But
And she takes a hard look at Thomas.
well, and I'm kind of looking at Isak,
Sure.
but I'm like, takes note of her gesture.
But I'm kind of looking at Tooth.
That's so funny. That's the greatest thing.
Do you have inspiration right now, Andy? You can have it.
Oh, wow.
Good job.
That classic shot. That
It's a good shot. I loved it.
So
Who's Thomas looking at?
Thomas is kind of kicking the dirt. He's in his head.
Sure.
well, do you have any enemies that you've made in this area? Do you want to tell us about now that you've kept hidden? Talking to Esmeralda.
Oh, I mean, how privately are you taking her? Because that question was asked to the room. She's
Yeah.
she's gonna be very
Like-
cagey.
no.
She just is like, nope.
And then, okay, well then I take her aside and be like, if you're holding something back, we need to know. If you want any kind of help, I need to know what's going on.
I'm just trying to make sure that you understand my intention. I don't trust one of your members.
Thomas?
I can't. There's no understanding that he wanted us to go and get an orchestra. For what purpose is this, other than selfishness?
Listen, I get where you're coming from. The boy's bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. He's not meant for this kind of country. He's not used to it. He's got aspirations that aren't necessarily rational all the time, if you get my meaning. But I think we can all take this a little bit more seriously now. What you've been talking about.
I don't think that this opera matters.
Let me ask you this.
Hmm.
Why are you doing what you're doing? Is it for vengeance?
She nods head to the side.
For glory.
Are you trying to do a good for the realm?
That is an afterthought.
Well, I reckon people around here could use some hope. And I don't blame him for wanting to give him some. Whether that was his intention or not. That's what it was doing. Obviously, I think we need to readjust our priorities, but Thomas has saved my skin a few times since we've been in here, and I just met the man.
And he saved mine. But I'm not convinced.
Fair enough. But I'm charged with protecting him, and he's become my friend. So if you lay a finger on him, we're gonna have trouble.
She up and downs you. And just turns. And she kind of like, you see her ankle kind of give a little bit. She stretches it out. Remember, she's like missing a foot.
Sure.
And then she turns back around. What's up?
Sorry, I'll wait till you're done. I just
No, that's it. That's all I got.
That was it?
They
Were you done?
she turns around. You done?
Yeah, that was
Cool.
That-
Sorry.
I felt like that was good.
Were you
Stop.
being quiet?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
we were both.
That was a
quiet.
private
Can
conversation.
I make a perception check?
Go ahead and make a stealth check.
Okay, I rolled. I can roll again. I rolled to just with that intention.
Go ahead and make a stealth check right now.
It is a 15.
Oh man.
I mean, what I'm trying to do is
Yeah, no, I get it.
I am really just kind of I'm listen as they walked away. He was listening, but he wasn't like he was trying to be sneaky, but he was just listening to everything around him, any conversation.
Yeah, no, I understand. I'm gonna see my passive.
It's a question of, do they notice you listening?
Right. Because it's not about not being able to hear it. It's a because the dexterosity is probably more like. So first I'm going to take his teeth, and then I'm going to take his nose.
Cut off his hands.
Oh, that's a good idea. So her passive, she says, in the middle of your conversation, she's like, "He saved me as well, but I'm not convinced." And gets quieter, and Thomas, you lose the conversation.
Okay. But I heard. Sorry.
You heard the first half.
I heard what Duncan said.
You heard what Duncan said.
Okay.
And then Duncan obviously gets a little bit more passionate about the protection, and you catch that. But
Okay.
you notice that Esmeralda did clock you listening. She didn't make any attempt to, like, hide it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just she did become aware of you listening.
Yeah, I was very just to himself.
Sure, no, I mean,
And
there's,
so, yeah.
regardless, I think the stealth check is more just like, oh, I don't want to bother them. Like, I think it's less of an intention of stealth and more just like a how passive are you being about it.
Yeah, okay, cool. Thank you.
Yep.
Sorry if I.
No, that felt like very good. I'm excited. I don't know what this
Yeah.
means yet. And so then he's like,
Even if that was nothing, it was still
Where
good.
did you get the idea to take off the hands? That's a great idea.
It's like the only thing that the Burgomaster says.
No, I mean, I've taken people's hands, but I just never thought for myself. Like, that's so it's just a good idea.
Everyone's got to, take a little for themselves.
I think I might like you. I think we'd be friends or something.
Some people do for some reason.
I could take your teeth. No, sorry, that's rude. All right. Hey, why are we being secretive? What is happening?
and then Esmeralda turns around.
Oh, nothing. Just a little bit of social chit chat.
Some people like to talk.
They do. Why? I'm more of a man of action.
Don't worry. There'll be plenty of action coming up.
So you guys are like out in the open, and you are gonna go where?
Well, are we? Oh, just go to like the nearest tree line and
Just rest.
rest.
Short rest.
All right, go ahead.
Great.
All right. Hungry
How many hit die do I have?
Well, 5.
I got all my bardic inspiration
Wait,
back.
was I using up those hit die last
No.
round?
No, your leveling up was you get a new hit die.
Yes,
That's right, that's
so
right,
your
that's
total hit dice is now 5.
I'm gonna use 3 hit die. Nope, it's the 12.
The chance of divinity
So you
is
get as
back.
many
Yes.
12s as you want.
Okay.
How many do you have left? Oh, you haven't used any? I think you've used 1. Oh no,
No, because we leveled up, so we get all new ones, right?
we get 1 new one.
Did he use it before? Is that what we're saying?
Oh,
No.
that's what.
You guys haven't done anything. It's a new day.
Yeah.
Then why do I have?
It's a brand new day.
It
Right.
was.
So
It is.
yeah, you get to roll as
So
you
yeah,
have 5 of
I'll
those,
be full health for both of them.
and it's plus your con. Oh, okay. So that's 9 more.
Plus 9.
So, have you guys possibly ever seen the woman who's got red hair? Red hair that's like very like, she's like kind of darker skin. She's a red hair woman.
I'm going to look over at Vasilka.
Red hair, she's not the same. Like you heard his description. He's like, no, not.
I know.
Red hair.
So she will then say, no.
Do you know a woman that's like?
I saw a doll with red hair. Back in the Wachter house.
Oh,
He gets really quiet.
Can I make an insight check?
Yeah,
Sure.
Definite inside check.
Go ahead.
I rolled a 16.
I mean, yeah.
Nice. Where is it?
If it's filled in, you get it's wisdom. If it's filled in, you get no. Okay.
So I got a 23 or 22.
How many of you have been to that room before?
In the Walker house?
In the
Just
walker.
us two.
You both have been in that room?
Which room?
The room with the dolls in it. In the Burgermaster's house.
Oh yeah, I peeked in.
Okay, cool. You just realize, it clicks in your mind, that's Esek's room.
Tom's just kind of.
You remember seeing the giant bed, you remember seeing the dolls all around the room,
He just goes, oh.
and he goes, oh, and just doesn't say anything right now.
That was the
Well,
most-
what? Are you looking for her? Is she lost?
It's more like a, yep.
Come on, big guy.
You could open up, Isak.
You're fine.
Make a persuasion check. One of you with advantage or both of you.
I'm gonna do it with advantage. Persuasion.
That was the most useful insight roll of your life.
30.
So Isak goes,
Well,
like, like, I have dreams about this woman, and, like, I'm just, like, trying to, like, put face with imagination, and, like, trying to find the woman of dreams, you know?
the
It's good to follow your dreams.
We've all been
Do
there,
you
lad.
mean the woman of your dreams?
No, I mean
Or
the woman
in
the woman of dreams.
your dreams.
The woman in the dreams.
From your dreams.
Yes.
Aye.
I mean, her bosom is rocking.
You couldn't even get it out.
Of course not. Isak is a sloppy dude, and I'm not. He's,
Oh God.
he's like, I mean, she's like tremendously pretty, but like that's not
Huge tracts of land.
that's not my like. I'm not. That's. I feel like if that's even. Yep.
Is this during the short rest?
This is the short rest. Are you going to finish that jerky? And Esmeralda's like, sure.
I think
Very creeped out, bro.
that's like Thomas's only verbalness of the short rest. I think he's tuning everything during the short rest, just quietly to himself.
Sure.
Oh, that's all right, lad. And then I think Duncan's just kind of observing Thomas, thinking about what Esmeralda said.
Yeah. Makes sense. All right, guys. So the short rest ends, and you are basically there. Isak puts out the fire that he started, and you all are ready to go.
Oh, wait. I meant to roll 2. And I only
Yeah,
got
no,
around to
you're good. You're fine.
1. So, plus
Plus 4,
4. So, okay. So
11 more.
11 more.
You were at
Oh,
40,
dude,
you were at
that's-
48.
Exactly. No, I was at 57.
Oh, sweet! Look at you.
So
Help my brain. How long have you been recording?
Exactly. We're at 28 minutes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I'm good. My timer's right. I feel good. And so the environment around you do know is a dangerous place to be. So what I'm gonna need is someone and another person to head out the perception while everyone else makes sure that they are watching behind. So basically one person in front, one person behind.
Shiv will be watching.
What's
because
your plus to perception?
He was at full health, so
Thomas can look too.
All right, so Thomas holds the rear and Shiv holds the front, or what?
Thomas will be in the back for sure.
yeah.
Well, no, I feel like Thomas would be in the middle because he's the most vulnerable.
Thomas would like to stay in the back. Thomas kind of let everybody walk and stay
He
back.
watches your back.
23.
23.
24.
23 and 24, you guys are walking, watching, and seeing what may lie beyond.
I went for a fist bump and you didn't look at me.
Oh no!
Okay.
It was funny because I'm on camera.
So as you are walking, you see a boot in the middle of the road.
A boot where?
A boot in the middle. In the middle of the road.
Middle of the road?
You're like, yeah, you're walking back in the same direction that I mentioned, which is this direction. You basically like halfway there, you see a boot in the middle of the road.
Uh-oh. You remember the last time we found random clothes strewn about?
So what do we see a boot there?
You're so funny. I didn't know Shiv was from Canada.
Canada.
Canada. Esmeralda's kind of French.
She's from Quebec.
Yeah, clearly. All right, so
So just the boot.
just a boot, man.
Last
Do you go
time-
up to the boot?
Well, shit's gonna say last
You're
time.
probably like 100 yards
they
from the
were-
boot. You see the boot.
Last time they were very neatly folded.
You
Anyways,
also don't see the moon right now. It's daytime.
Duncan does a vibe check of the group and then just kind of shrugs his shoulder and walks up to
Sadness.
it.
So in the boot
we'll
is a foot.
continue.
Oh,
In the foot
In the boot is a foot.
is a foot.
Go on. Let's go.
And in the boot is blood. And it's gross.
investigation.
Sure. Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Surroundings.
Oh, surroundings? Go ahead and make a
mean,
perception check.
I'll make one
Okay.
too.
I'm going to do an investigation on the boot,
On
see
the
if
boot.
I know whose it is.
Sure.
18.
If it's someone we fought.
Good point. 17.
Natural 20? Plus, intelligence is that one. So 22.
Do not recognize this boot.
The investigation would lead you to believe that the foot remains after being forcibly removed from like the leg. So like imagine with me for a second your detective work. You're like sitting there, you're looking around, everybody else is kind of on edge. Isaac draws his axe and his hand lights up in flame. What did you roll?
Let's see. 17.
17. You see kind of in the tree line, you see that there's like kind of a hole, like it's been like pushed up in the top. Like you're like looking up and you see that there's a hole in the branches, like something has pushed its way through. And so what you see is you see the foot dragged a little bit. You see the foot was like dragged slightly. There's another foot behind it, and then this foot stops, and then the other one keeps going. So then you see the drag, and then it stops. There's no step. There's no anything. Like whatever it was, picked it up.
Everybody, get out of the road. No.
So really quickly, Esmeralda dives, Dark Souls style, to the side, and Isak like walks and goes, "Oh no!" And like you guys are like split the way. So what we're gonna say, evens or odds?
Evens.
Evens or-
Odds.
Yes.
okay, you, me, Duncan, Chiv, and Isak on one side, and Thomas and Esmeralda on the other,
And Ahsoka.
and Vasilka stays in the middle.
Of course she does.
And
Lovely.
following Duncan at all times now until I say otherwise is Tooth.
Okay.
Gotcha.
With a natural 20.
I will motion to
makes sense.
Ahsoka.
That was from last session. Vasilka, go ahead and make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
5.
I'll say physical. Come here.
5. Go ahead and make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Okay.
I don't care. It's part of the game.
We're 4 and a 2. 21.
Okay, so she goes in your direction. And she goes, huh. That was it. That's all she says, and she gets next to you.
Okay.
She crouches. You guys are like crouching, and then looking up. Go ahead and make stealth checks,
Oh, great.
because this will determine what happens here.
$12.
6. Oh, no. 19.
7.
Oh man, we're crushing it. 24 for Esmeralda.
Naturally.
19 for Isak.
Well, she did die of Dark Souls.
And the saber-tooth tiger, you lose track for a second until you see its tail move. With a frickin' gross roll.
Well, it is a cat.
Vasilka,
Stealth hunter.
Vasilka is very visible. She's just not. She's super like.
All.
But overall, that's a pass. And you see this. It's a pass on. It's a pass on the Isak side. And so, what do you mean?
I rolled a 19.
I understand. Oh yeah, wait. You were at Esmeralda as well.
Yeah.
So never mind. It's even. We're good. Everybody's good. I think I did the math right. So this, like, I'll explain it this way. You notice the legs first. You see, like, essentially foot talons, but you see that's like it is a actual foot, and the long claws coming off of the 5 toes. kind of extend out. You also see, as you trace up the leg, you see it's gaunt, you see it's gross, you see the knees almost bend backwards sometimes. So you see like they flow both directions as it's flying. The eyes are tensed. You move its way up, you see a loincloth covering most of the region below, and then you see the abs are tight. It's food clearly not present as it pulls its skin inward. You see its rib cage extending outward, again gaunt, and you see it extending out into a pair of wings where its arms should be. Skinny, slim, and gross, extending out beyond the midpoints of its elbows. It goes out like a bat, like a man bat. As you move up to its face, you see its mouth is extended downward. You see its mouth is open wide and it's hanging against its chest. As it clamps down, as it looks around, it's flying with its arms. You see the teeth are extending up slightly beyond, like fangs above the nose. You see the nose is like Voldemort, like extended like a skeleton's face. And then you see its eyes, large and red, extending like a fly almost. And you don't see like it's not a fly itself, but it is that size, like sticking out beyond. You see the skin stretching, barely holding these eyes in, and as it extends up, you see ears like a bat on top of its head. Covered in a light layer of fur, its gray skin, you barely notice it as it silently flies above you
Like hovers above?
and passes you. What do you do?
Well, so we all saw that.
Yeah. And it must have heard you because it was drawn to this space.
First of all, I go to everyone.
Yep. Duncan, make a survival check.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Esmeralda will as well.
Oh, use the good one.
Yeah.
No, not the time.
Oh well. You know, you win some, you lose some. Not a one, but
All right, let's see.
I told you it wasn't the time.
and it's plus one more. Oh, you read it, yeah.
Okay, so that's 12.
Okay. You're not sure. It's got to be vampiric. It's got to be some sort of vampire, but it's more animalistic than you're used to seeing. Something's weird. It's not like anything you recognize.
Mm-hmm.
Esmeralda looks over at Thomas and goes, "It's a vampire. Some sort of a vampiric creature."
Yes.
She whispers to him across the road that.
They're on the same side. They're on the same side.
Oh,
I'm
that's
saying
right.
she rolled as well. You can tell them like what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
But she's gonna tell him, everybody's
about
here.
the
And
exact
Basilica, like, yeah.
Thomas would just absorb the information.
And she says, "It must be the devil. I have not encountered this before."
This one's different. Something's wrong with it.
You hear coming from that direction.
From the vampire?
Mm-hmm.
Keep moving. Slowly. Have your weapons out.
All right, so you're gonna move 2 miles in an hour,
Thomas,
which will change your pace.
Yeah.
how far away does it feel like it is?
The space you guys are trying to go,
Nope.
You
The
mean
thing.
like
The vampire.
120 feet
120 feet away from us.
from the moment you notice it to the moment where you're being told what it is.
I think that Thomas is going to concentrate and like whisper to himself. And then has Thomas seen any?
That's what it's doing.
Like regular forest animals. Actually, no. Thomas will.
Do you want to look for some?
No, Thomas will. Thomas will think of what one of those dusk elves look like,
Mm-hmm.
and is gonna imagine that one of them, when it's really hurt, and it's gonna all of the party sees one of those, like from behind Thomas, sprint out into the road,
Steps out. Yeah. So
and-
Dusk Elf is in the middle of the street.
then looks around and like hears it and is very, very scared. Runs up and looks at the boot and is like cursing in Elvish and like it's getting louder.
Does it makes noise?
Uh huh.
Okay.
And is panicking and then when it makes a noise again, it's going to look that direction and then start to run away from where we are.
In the western direction?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you hear and then it gets louder and louder and louder and louder until it goes, and it hears the sound, and it goes towards your Dusk Elf. It comes out, its claws almost extend. You see coming from its heel, its foot almost curves like this, and from its heel, another blade extends, ready to grab like an eagle's talons. And it comes down towards the Dusk Elf.
And the Dusk Elf is gonna dodge out of the way, and keep running.
Okay.
And Thomas is gonna.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, I miss for sure I miss.
Okay,
I just want to
yeah.
make sure. It goes wide.
And then Thomas
flies around, makes the
Thomas
same
is
noise.
looking at this as hopefully everybody else is.
Yeah, I'm like,
And Thomas is gonna motion, and like mouth. Go.
Esmeralda takes no second response and just goes.
yeah, that's yeah.
Okay.
Duncan's response.
Basilica's waiting.
I will grab Vasilka.
Okay, you yank her. You're good, and you take her. She's just not good at listening.
Yeah.
And you guys go.
Thomas will have it run until it's about 75 feet from Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
And then Thomas will start to run the other direction,
Mm-hmm.
and will run and keep his eye on it, and hopefully it's gonna.
What do I need to roll to determine it's an illusion? I'm at that point where like you're gonna get away, but I want to know at what point do you give up?
Physical interaction.
Okay.
Or a successful investigation check against.
So I'm going to do the investigation check because the physical interaction is not enough for this thing.
Okay.
It is clearly not intelligent, and it is like, it is attacking this thing multiple times. Every time it makes a sound, it turns sharply and it goes. It's like it's almost make a survival check, Thomas, as you are actively watching this thing. Everyone else is trying to get away.
Oh. 2. Well, one natural 1.
You have no idea why the sound is being particularly interesting to this creature.
Do I take note that the sound is interesting?
Yeah, you're taking note that it's like it's not really looking until you're making it make sound.
Okay, yeah.
So then it is unable to determine if it is an illusion. Even with physical interaction, it is just actively trying to rip it apart, and it can't, and you get away.
And
Wait,
like 100.
do we get away, or
Yeah.
basically do we lead this thing to
No.
When I get 110 feet away, it dives into a bush and hides and goes away.
And this thing is just like and like just trying to attack it, like ripping the bush apart and like just being aggressive in sort of a bloodthirsty way.
to the bush?
Poor bush.
You guys get away and escape that encounter. But that is something that you've never seen before. That is something that people who have played Curse of Strahd have never seen before.
Yep.
Sounded freaky by the description.
Thomas
Super
remains silent when he reaches the group.
Okay. You guys get back up together, and you escape the situation. You feel a little bit calmer. You stand up. Esek stretches his back.
Oh. Well, that was scary as fuck.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen one like that before. Have any of you?
Did we lose the trail?
I don't care if you're in Barovia or if you're in hell itself. Can we watch our language? Gosh.
Sick.
All right. Was that native to around here?
I've frankly never seen it.
Well, let's keep a low profile.
Do you keep a journal?
I do.
Make a note of that one.
I will.
I'm thinking that it might need a name.
Man bat.
No.
Screecher.
Man, bad.
Shiv will say Screecher.
That is already a monster.
Oh.
I appreciate it. But Manbat works for me.
Or a werebat.
Well, how do we know it transforms?
I can find out.
It had a man's body.
Yes. Like it was once a man.
Aye.
Interesting.
We'll call it man bat for now.
Manbats for now.
Thomas plays.
I put it in my
And
Pokédex.
just for emphasis, you look up and you see it flying away, and in its distance, it looks like nothing more than just a regular bat, but of how far away it is. And its legs dangle.
Gross.
Yeah. All right, so you guys move in the direction and you see a fork in the road. You now see south from the Vistani, like you almost missed it, but now that you're looking for it and you see the footprints, you see beyond the brush, you see that it goes southward into kind of almost a pathway. Like the trees themselves have been carved over times and basically ready to go in this space. So you get to this area. Give me 1 second to get myself there. And I will describe it to you. The woods part to reveal an expansive clearing, actually. A small grass-covered hill with low houses built into its sides. Fog obscures the details, but you can see that these buildings feature elegantly carved woodwork and have decorative lanterns hanging from their sculpted eaves. Atop the hill, above the fog, is a ring of barrel-topped wagons that surround a large tent with a column of smoke pouring out through a hole at the top. The tent is brightly lit from within. Even at a distance, you can smell the odors of wine and horses that emanate from this central area. This natural clearing seemingly is permanent, as it seems like a lot of the trees have been chopped down and, carved down to the bottom.
Looks like it's not on the map.
It is not on the map.
No.
You guys have discovered it. I will do, if you look actually on the Vallaki map,
Done.
it should be at the bottom left corner, or bottom corner of it.
Oh.
So it is.
Yep.
And 9.
Right. So, you guys find yourself seeing that in the distance. You also see
Can you pull
there
up
are
the map?
there are some people in the distance as well, but they seem to be either bandaging themselves or not paying any attention to what's going on.
Over there. I think that's them. I signal to everyone.
How do you want to play this?
Probably good to come in at them from 2 different sides. Should have people.
That's not what I meant.
Please elaborate.
What's the plan?
I'd say people with range attacks take the high ground. Esek and I can come in, and then
That's a strategy. I mean, how do you want this to end?
we just need the leader.
With blood.
Duncan,
That's an option.
we just found out that they were paid to kill us. We killed. You guys killed. Most of them, if not all of them. But here, they don't look like, they might not notice us. But it doesn't look like this is a place that is actively trying to harm us.
I'm not sure they knew that there were vampires there.
All I'm saying is, I don't know if killing is the best option like I thought it was.
Well,
Doesn't seem to end well for either side.
try telling that to Esek.
Why are we trying? What?
Well, Zet's man ran away, but only when the vampires reveals himself. Like he wasn't prepared.
Right.
I'm not saying it's
Perhaps
not
we should
an
split
option.
into
Well, do you,
two groups.
do you think they're gonna just volunteer their employers?
Perhaps we should split into two groups. The
To stay
talking
alive,
group
maybe.
and the less talking group.
They know what we can do.
I'm good at talking. I'll go with that.
I believe you, Isaac.
That is bold-faced lie. I'm doing it. I'm good at this.
All I know is they know what we can do, and if we don't, we could talk first and threaten the things we're able to do to get information, or you guys can just take them.
You know, look, Thomas, I really appreciate it, but I think the time for diplomacy has passed. I think we have the elements of surprise here, and we're not going to get a second shot. Now, I don't think we need to kill all of them, but we definitely need to show that we have the upper hand. These boys don't mess around. I don't know if you noticed, but I almost died last time we went blades with them.
It's true.
That wasn't
necessarily because of them. That was their like my cards. Okay.
I will follow
No,
you.
the leader. He almost his blade. I was like down to like
Oh, really?
10 hit points.
Sorry, I did not
Okay.
notice.
Yeah.
I will follow you.
All right.
Yes.
All right. We don't need to kill all of them. We just need to get them into submission, disarm them, and interrogate them. If that involves killing them.
this is what am I doing?
If they all die, that's well. If most of them die,
We're going to kill them all. Do not kill the man.
Isak, you can kill them all, but first we need to interrogate at least one of
So we're
them.
not going to kill them all.
Not at first, slowly.
This is bullshit.
It's 2-step plan.
Gosh, I hate
Three-step
Isak
plan.
swears now. I hate this.
Isak.
I don't swear, but Isak does, I guess.
Listen to me, Isak. It's 3-step plan. First, we kill the people that we don't need to talk to, right? Second step, we talk to the man that we need to talk to, all right?
And then I take his hands.
The third step, you take his hands and whatever else you want from him.
I want to take his hands so bad.
But you gotta let me talk to him. Can you let me talk to him, Isak? Can I count on you for that? You said you were a smart lad.
I can count to 3. Just saw it.
Exactly.
I'm ready.
All right. All right.
And then we find my woman.
Sure.
Deal?
You can find your woman after this deal.
This sounds like a good plan.
All right.
I will follow behind the tiger.
Sounds good. Do not. I would recommend you do not get in his way. He's very grumpy.
This is why I suggested the 2 groups.
I know.
Perfect response.
All right, Esmeralda, why don't you and I take one side? Tooth and Isak can take the other. Thomas, why don't you and Shiv, why don't you both cast spells from
What about me?
I'll
Oh.
stay back with Vasilka.
Vasilka.
Basilica?
I'll stay back with Vasilka. Shiv can go with Isak and Tooth.
Basilica, why don't you stay as backup? We'll call you in we'll wave if we need you. But I think we need all arms to bear on this.
Don't let people kill the skinny one.
Hey, he's just a wee lad. He's got so many years left to live.
I'm not gonna. Okay, I'll let Thomas live. That's fine. I was gonna hurt him.
No, like, don't let anyone else hurt him.
We know. Don't let other people hurt him.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna hurt him.
Yes.
Why would I hurt him?
I can do that. Of course.
Excellent. So if you guys could cast spells, we'll both come in from 2 sides. Leave the leader alive. He's sick. Sound good? Does everyone understand? Everyone on the same page?
I
Yes,
get to
sir.
take his hands. Let's go.
After. All right.
I'd like to roll insight on the...
What is sick?
No,
Oh,
Esmeralda. in this.
Esmeralda. Okay, go ahead. She hasn't said anything.
No. Dang. 8.
Okay. She's got something. Something's off.
How far away is this place?
This place, I will say, is. I mean, you're looking up at a hill. The hill is the size of a basketball if you're looking at it like in perspective.
Oh, sorry, what?
That's no, but like you get what I mean.
Yeah,
Like
I
it is.
do.
Oh, that's how big
It's
the
like
hill
this
is
big.
from where you're at. You're like, there it is.
So like a football field away.
Yeah,
Okay.
not too far. You could walk there pretty quickly, and you're like just in the tree line right now, where the clearing begins.
Okay.
You guys have a weird troop of people.
It's a clan.
Seriously.
It's a little
It's a very
clan.
strange group.
So, is everyone ready to go? Everyone.
I need to be about 60 feet to do really anything. Just so that you're aware.
All right. Is there a tree line within 60 feet of the hill?
No. You're walking into the clearing, or you're not.
Okay. Well, why don't?
I still suggest sending out an advance team.
Yes. Yes. No, I was about.
2 persons, mainly.
Mhm.
Thomas and Esmeralda.
Won't they be seen?
Yes.
I'm a Vistani.
You want them to be You want them to be bait.
She's a Vistani, and he's a talker.
You want them to distract them.
Bait, distract, negotiate. Sometimes it's all the same thing.
What are we distracting from?
You know what, Thomas?
Don't know yet.
I think it's a change of plans. Why don't we try negotiating? And if it goes wrong, we're your backup. How about that?
That's what I'm distracting from, Esmeralda.
So am I killing him? Or am I letting him go? Like, what's
I
happening?
wink at Esmeralda.
Basilica is what I was
Or
talking about. Sorry.
Basilica.
Basilica was like, so do I kill him? Like, what's the plan?
I look at Basilica, I say, you just stand right by him, and if anyone lays a finger on him, you rip that finger off.
I'm good at... I can make tea.
You know what?
I can...
That's great.
I can sew.
That's great. If,
I-
if we need any of that, we'll let you know.
Could you help me real quick,
What can I do?
Basilica?
Yep.
And Esmeralda, will you?
With sewing?
We have. I have a kit that we can make me look more Visanti if
Vastani.
Vistani.
Esmeralda says with an eye roll.
Vistani. If we would like to look more the part.
Thomas is so racist.
She says, that's not a terrible idea. Can you match the accent?
No.
Fine.
Oh, come on.
That's fair.
Didn't they just see us?
But that's fair. I mean, it. She
Um,
says
Some
that,
of them did.
that might be interesting. What could you? What accents can you do?
Well, what if the story is that
Vistani are traders, so
you could have just recruited me,
that is interesting.
and this is the way I spoke, and I met Vistani, and it was a lifestyle that I liked more than my own.
I have an idea. Crossbow. Can you? Do you have? What do you have in your bag?
I have a lot in my bag.
Could you possibly do something like an inventor, or something that may seem like you have items that you're building, making, and pretend to be in a... I don't mean this for offense, but pretend to be more intelligent than you are.
Sure.
That might
Look at
be an interesting proposition.
you know Rictavio's crossbow.
I know it well.
Is that something that we could use, or is that
As long as it's not... As long as it is retrieved at the end, I think he'll be fine.
yes? It will not leave my person.
I mean, it depends on your plan, but I'll follow your lead. Let's make a costume.
You mean as an example?
Well, if I'm an inventor, do you want me to be a foreign inventor and is showing them?
I mean, some sort of goggles on the head and soot might cover it.
And I'll get my disguise kit from my bag.
All right, go ahead and make a performance check to disguise yourself, and she will help you because she also needs a disguise.
Right. I will help her.
And meanwhile, can I make it clear to Isek that we're going to attack regardless?
27.
Very low, like
With the help.
without them hearing.
What did you get?
She helped for a 27.
Sweet. So yeah, you both. I took that into note. Yes.
Sorry.
She.
No, you're good.
She looks very Vistani. Like she's very regal. She's almost Esmeralda from Notre Dame right now. Like her race is showing, her figure. She leaves behind her weapons,
All of them?
except for her foot dagger.
Oh.
And she, you see like green boots. You guys like put it together, and then you have like navy vest, like white shirt, top hat, goggles, very Percy DeRollo. You know what I mean? Just like
Yeah,
to
I'm with
put
you.
it on the nose.
I'm with you.
And very very inventory. And
I can do a couple voices. I just can't do accents.
I'll make
no,
sure
I get it. That's fine.
Basilica doesn't find
So then.
say to her.
Oh, you say that to her. That's right. That's me.
I know.
Zant, so she says, I am. Gonna give her a name.
What could she be?
Could she be the name that Jane keeps calling her on accident?
No,
Sorry.
no,
That was me.
that would just confuse us all
That was
later.
me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, definitely.
I just thought it would be funny.
I'm going to names. She says, I am Eliza,
Eliza.
and you
Eliza. I'm Dr. Calvin Daniels.
are Dr. Daniels. It says it's done.
It is done.
Let us go and get ourselves killed.
I'm
She starts walking.
So it's gonna be me and Shiv on one side,
Mm-hmm.
and then Tooth and Isek on the other.
Wait.
at Basilica.
Who's walking?
There, you guys are sneaking around, and
Okay,
we're
there
going
we
to the
go.
top of the hill so that you guys can, right?
Yeah, and that you guys, I think,
So I have-
are you
We're
under
going
the
straight up.
are you is your character still under the impression that like we're gonna try negotiating?
For sure.
Okay, and then we're
sure.
just
You said-
we're just waiting till their attention's
So
turned. and
who
we're
takes
gonna,
his sec? Because I have Vasilka.
Isek takes
you have,
Tooth.
You have Tooth. No, Tooth is with you.
Yeah, Tooth is with you.
So you take Basilica with you?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Then I go with
No,
Tooth
you
and
always
Isek.
take Tooth. That was like
Oh, that's
Tooth
true.
is following you.
Tooth is following. Yeah, I've tamed Tooth.
Yeah.
Kinda, yeah.
Okay. All right
Or
then.
the Tooth Tamer.
Well, then I go with Tooth and
Monster Hunter, Tooth,
and
and
Isek.
I think the only person left is the sec.
I think I take Isek with me to make sure he doesn't
Kill anything.
kill literally
first.
everyone before we can talk to
The
them.
man is a brute, so
So,
Yeah.
okay, so the three of us and the
I'm
two
gonna
of you.
do this because I believe this might be helpful. If I can pull it up. This is the map from the game, so I can't really flip it right now, but it is enough to understand.
That's cool.
I don't think you can go full screen.
I can.
Oh, look at that.
So basically, you guys are. You can see the. Sorry, it's upside down. I know I can't flip it. Actually, no, I can't. See it,
Interesting.
but you get what I mean. It's a hill, and there's little
It's upside
houses.
down.
There's little houses. I know it is.
No, I mean, I think if you did the middle one, it's not.
No, I have the map that I made of it,
Oh,
which is
cool.
just the middle circle.
Oh yeah, cool.
But I just wanted you guys to see that there were houses on the outside, and you are working your way up like this weird hill region that gets
Cool,
you in.
yeah.
So now I will close this one, drop it back, and go to my map that I've put together.
Ooh,
Ooh, sick.
I believe that's the same.
it is.
Yes, it is.
You wanna?
I will make it flipped.
They've circled the wagons.
And I
Yes.
will make it large.
Can you put it? Sorry, this is a picky question. Are you?
What's
Oh,
up?
never mind. That works great. I was just trying to see a little better, but that's perfect.
So there you go. So this was just wanted you to see it, just because I think that's more fun.
That's awesome.
Getting that visual.
And that middle is a big old tent.
It's a big old tent, and then
Right.
obviously you can see inside for this purpose. You can see inside. So we are back in the game. You see, there is this camp, right? We can go to a number of the. Remember, I said there are cabins on the outside, or we can go into the middle, and it is truly up to you where we go. She begins to let you lead, as you guys are now in tandem. So would you like to go to the middle tent, or would you like to go to one of the cabins?
I'll ask her. I said,
Dr.
where do you
Cal.
think the best place to start is?
If I know Vistani is the one in charge, is the one in the biggest tent.
Okay, let's go there.
All right.
Eliza.
Yes.
Did you guide me here?
She like leads you towards the thing. Oh, what do you do? Like discussing
Uh-huh,
backstory? Is that what you're doing?
Yes, in fact, it's exactly what I'm doing.
She's like, I was going to follow your lead. I didn't know that was my.
Well, I just want to make sure that our stories are the same, are similar.
What?
The minis.
The minis. Yes, yes.
I'm still Esmeralda in my head.
I think I bumped into again, but it's fine.
Did he? I don't think. I think it looks fine, but I don't know. I don't know what it looked like before.
That's fine.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I got it.
So you see these hovels. They're grim gray. Nope, I lied. That's not what I wanted. So one of the hovels, specifically, just FYI, this is just a very interesting way to approach this. This is not the way that I expected it, which is fine. So you see there is somebody at the bottom house, like all the way at the bottom, like you see at the end, that one is like got its lanterns on, and then there's like some cloaked figures outside, and then you also see these hovels around. They've got like there's one gray cloaked figure in front of the house that sees our approach, that is on the other end. Just like to the side, so we literally pass him. He doesn't really bother. He's not bothered by what has happened, but he does look. You acknowledged us, and then we finally get to the middle. We just pass by the other wagons. You pass by the horses. You see people are like hanging out. You see a few like 3 like Vistani that are like playing cards. That are like kind of watching you. Their conversation kind of stops. They look at you. But anyway, we walk right to the middle tent. Like there's no interruptions. Our costumes are doing well. Your performance was wild. Piled outside the wagon are several empty casks of wine. From inside the tent comes the crack of a whip, followed by the howls of a young man. 3 sputtering campfires fill the tent with smoke, and through the haze you see 6 Vistani passed out in various places of the dead grass. A barely conscious and shirtless teenager hugs the central tent pole, his wrists bound with rope and his back streaked with blood. An older, larger man in studded leather lashes the young man with horsewhip, causing him to scream again. Standing in the bigger man's shadow is a third man, also clad in studded leather. Easy, Brazo. I think Alexei has learned his lesson. You recognize one of them. One of the men who is like bandaging his wounds in the who's yelling. And then you see one of them looks very similar to him. It seems to be like his brother. You see the one of them has a full beard and the other one has a goatee and seems a bit more evil, obviously. And then the one of them's grizzly. The nice one seems more grizzly, and then the evil one seems very more like sleek and like put together.
Evil twin.
Yeah, they're not twins, but they're brothers. And we walk in, and he turns around and says, "Oh, hello!" And this is the one that you've encountered before. And says,
Where did I encounter him?
"You fought him."
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, like you just watched him get his butt kicked and leave.
He doesn't recognize you?
I have to disguise him.
With the goatee.
Yeah, I put soot on my face. I have goggles on my forehead right here.
And a
I have a
mustache.
top hat on.
Yeah. And he says, "Oh, excuse me." She does a deep bow, arms extended out wide, leg kicks forward. And she says, "I am Elisa. I have brought with me Dr. Daniels, an inventor, to sell something to you all. It seems that we were able to walk up just fine. I'm sorry if we interrupted something. I just wanted to make sure that we were not missing out on such a great opportunity. It's just midday. It is like noon." And you see one of them pipes in. It's the nicer of the two. He says, "Oh, I don't believe we've made acquaintance. I am Luvash." And he extends his hand, large, manly hand, hairy back of it, and grabs hers, and her hand is dwarfed in it. He's a big guy. And he says, "I'm Luvash," and he says, "This is no place for a woman right now. I would hate to see you witness such terrible activities. Let us step out, and let my brother continue his things." And he says, "Don't I know you? Oh, I'm Argal. You look awfully familiar." And she says, "I'm not. I'm here with Dr. Daniels. Is there something wrong?" And he's like,
Take it.
"Dr. Daniels, who are you?"
Well, you see, sir, I am an inventor, and I love to invent. I create things. I have machines and weapons and all these things. And may I just say, the way you are seemingly torturing this young man is very primitive.
"Excuse me? What? You insult me?"
No, I think that you are missing the bigger picture. I think there are more things you could do.
Like what?
Come outside. We shall show you.
And then the brothers are like, What? Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
I don't have advantage. Do I? No, I don't.
No, this is like a straight disadvantage and advantage situation.
21.
Yeah. They're like, not for too long.
No.
No.
I have one particular invention that I am in the process of finishing my design that I would like to show you.
As you guys step out, you hear Alexei in the middle be like, "No, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I'm sorry. No." And they like close the curtain as you guys exit the space. And he says, "All right, show me what you have."
Well, do you have some place that would be acceptable to shoot weaponry?
And then he looks over at the guys who are like playing cards, and they're like, "Oh, and they like grab their seats and put them on things, and they grab their beer that they were drinking, and they're like, there you go, their wine glasses and whatever they had, and they like set up a little spot for you.
Thank you.
Can we see
Eliza.
them from here?
You guys can see them step outside of the two of them.
And we're making our way up there.
Go ahead and make stealth checks.
Can we roll perception on whether or not I recognize that one guy?
Oh, you do. It's obvious.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
From this distance, sure. You see the guy. I mean, he's wearing the same armor. He's got bandages. You put the two and two together. It's not too hard to put
Does
together.
anything else happen when certain people recognize that one guy?
Ah, I see what you're saying. We'll get to that.
Gotcha.
Sirs, I present to you the Crossbolt Cranker.
She's like, yes, it's wonderful. Yes, wonderful.
And I will, as I say that, that'll be my somatic component, or my verbal component, for, I'll just prestidigitation when I do it.
Yes.
This is wonderful.
Gentlemen, it is a very simple invention that I am in the process of revolutionizing. The normal crossbow, and I will take out a second-hand crossbow. Just a normal crossbow. You shoot, poof, I'll shoot it just one glass. Just
Roll
one.
a hit.
Come on, Lord.
Actually, better if you miss.
Six. Six.
6?
Oh no, hand crossbow? Yes, 6.
6? You totally go wide.
See, it doesn't even work right. I'll throw it.
Okay. Just hits the ground.
Now with this, the crossbow cranker, not only is it more accurate, but if you, and I will crank, and
Regular
then I will
crossbow bolts.
shoot.
Okay, roll a hit.
Come on.
You need to hit a 13. You rolled your guess? So it's total.
6.
Okay, cool. So you totally go wide.
Well, let me see how many I...
Yeah, how many did you fire off?
5.
Fire. Just... And then you like kind of go wild.
Oh, gentlemen, excuse me, I did not get the proper footing. And I will... I'll like run, I'll pick up the bolts, and
Okay.
then I'll... Sorry, gentlemen. Let me... Actually, perhaps I will let the lady demonstrate. Eliza, if you would.
She grabs it.
Like, I'm an inventor, not a fighter.
Okay, she grabs it. She will roll to hit. That was me seeing if she could look like she doesn't know freaking clue what she's doing. Yeah, she does hit with a natural 14.
Oh, wait, let me roll it. Can I roll
Go
it?
ahead.
3 of them.
So she goes, all 3, like she's had it in her hands before. And she looks down at it, and she goes,
Thank you,
and
Eliza.
hands it back.
Now, gentlemen, imagine what you could do.
You hear, and then like coming from behind you, Duncan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Easy boy. Not her.
Go ahead and make. No, like you see a bunch of Vistani in front of you. Go ahead and make.
Oh, he doesn't like Vistani.
Go ahead and make an animal.
Oh, he's a
handling check.
racist animal.
Yes, he is. Go ahead and make an animal handling.
Actually, no. He's fine.
Go ahead and make an animal handling, please.
Okay.
This is a new instance.
Yeah.
So
pretty good.
it's not bad.
Natural 20's gonna hold on forever.
That's on your left. On your right is ESEC.
So,
Make another
on-
animal handling check.
Unnatural 20. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay, so it's enough to like calm him down, but you now recognize that you need to hold him. This is This is a moment of like you're now holding his neck.
Before we
Yeah.
pounce.
Now,
And on the right,
And on your side, you
I have Vasilka.
you have Vasilka? Yeah, she's chilling.
Yeah.
She's like, oh my gosh, there's flowers. And then she looks down and there's like flowers following behind her, like where she's been walking in the clearing. You guys have not had her walk through grass yet, so she's now walking in grass, and you see like dandelions and like little like weed flowers growing behind where she's been walking.
No, nature?
Sure.
Oh, 8.
It must be the power of a positive attitude, because you don't know.
I will then say, come on, join these two fine gentlemen and observe.
And then you hear, hold on,
One last time.
Isak goes, was that the signal? Was it, come on, like, was that the moment? And he stands up and you're like, get down!
I guess roll stealth to start moving in.
And I will walk, and I will, how many people can I get in a 15 puck cube? 15? No. 9? Can I get 9 people in this 15
Sure,
foot cube?
sure. I don't know what you're trying to do.
We'll find out.
Okay, sure. There's 9 people in a 50-foot cube.
Including the 2 main guys.
Yeah, all these guys are like, what are we lining up for? And they all all the Vistani are like kind of hanging
Yeah.
out. They're in there. Mind you, they're wearing tight they look like every one of them was like Captain Jack Sparrow, like to the nth degree. Like they're very like overly decked out in rings, earrings, scarves. A lot of it looks like a mismatch of all kinds of stuff. Everything from like Romanian to like legit like that guy's wearing a suit. Where did he get a suit?
Sorry,
and sure.
That's,
And they're all lined up in there. So
I'm basically saying, now, gentlemen, if you'll excuse me, I have one last theatrical show to show you before I leave. And I will...
Owen was buying this crossbow? What's this happening?
before I open the auction.
This is... What?
You will see. You will see.
Okay.
Trust me. And I will walk, and I will wave my hand, and I'm going to cast Fairy Fire on all of them.
Okay.
Which just looks like magic light that sits on them. And so, I mean, they all can make a dex save, but I don't know if they know what's going on.
No, they don't. You just get them all with Fairy Fire.
Yeah, great. And then I will, just because Thomas is smart enough to know that probably
No, you have no idea.
something's happening.
No, you have no idea.
No, not even in D6.
No, I think you genuinely trust this situation because Esmeralda looks really confident in the situation, and she doesn't seem like she has any idea either.
Well, I think he did it because it looks cool. I really do.
Yeah.
I think he would have done it because it looks cool.
Sure.
I say, fantastic. Look at you all. You're glowing.
What's this happening? Okay.
Would you like to try?
I would like to buy that crossbow off of you for the low price of free because I'm going to kill you.
What?
What?
That's the signal.
Why?
That's the signal.
That's the signal. Okay.
And then we go.
So actually, here's what's really gonna happen. Not because I don't like. I want to do this combat, but I don't think it would happen. Frankly, they're all kind of beat up at this point, and everyone that survived is like, we gotta watch out. They got a tiger,
Yeah.
So like, I think it's one of these moments where what I need right
I
now.
think Thomas is terrified as they start to
Good.
run.
What I need now is I actually need a group intimidation check, and you can use your dexterity, or you can use your strength, or you can use your charisma. For everybody who's involved in this attack, I need a intimidation check. Now, what we have to do as a group is we have to beat an average of 15. If we don't, I'm gonna go ahead and roll initiative. If we do, then there's just a stop. Nobody's gonna be engaging in a combat.
Okay.
So just roll and add
I rolled a
thing.
13.
Roll and add your favorite stat for why you are
but I
intimidating.
can't. Oh, I can't add mine.
You cannot. You are just yourself.
Yeah, no, I got you.
You're not even rolling this.
Oh, I didn't. Great.
No.
Cool. Yeah. Thomas wanted to look fun, and so Fair Fire's Fair Fire's probably
15.
on him too.
15.
21.
21. Natural 20 for Vasilka. He sank with a 17, and
Does she still have an arm?
Sabretooth is not participating. He's just intimidating.
Thomas is probably covered in the Fair Fire.
And so they all show up in that moment, and it's like, and so they just drop in fear and in unpreparedness. They drop to the ground, and they're all like, what? Oh, it's you. And then what? And then Arabal is like running forward. He's like, oh, and he draws his short sword, and you see Luvash go, no, Bazar, this is not a good idea. We have children here. They have a tiger.
Who Duncan is physically holding back.
Just like really engaging. in
Duncan
that.
hears that they have children, and then just like hits Isek on the chest. It's like, okay, we're not killing.
No,
everyone.
I got that.
Okay.
I understand.
Okay.
I understand. I don't think that this is. Who are these people? Do you know these people? Have we seen them before? This seems so strange.
Who are these people? They are so strange. Have I met them before? I don't know.
I will roll a deception check with disadvantage for Isek, Mother Crushing Strozny,
Thomas is just looking like this.
who, mind you, is not built for this. This man is neutral evil, and he's having the time of his life. Okay. So one of them was a 19,
Please tell me the other one was an 18.
which makes the other one a 16, which makes him an 18. Mind you, intimidation is a +8, but this is just like straight up lying. And then Luvash is like,
He doesn't know who we are.
I think he might have recognized you, but I don't think he thinks you are the same person now. And he's like, yes, I am Isaac Strasny, the great and powerful. I am a wizard.
Isak, stop talking.
You say that?
Yes. Thomas is dumbfounded that they tried to do this, and is now just like embarrassed. It's like Isak.
Okay, he says, oh, stranger, why are you doing this?
I don't know why you're doing this.
And Esmeralda's like, okay. So,
Duncan just says, all right. Who's in charge here?
that would be me. I am Luvash, and my brother. We are co-rulers here.
Luvash, come here.
He walks towards you.
And I'm still holding the tiger.
Yeah.
You blew up my wagon, didn't you?
What?
You blew up my wagon.
And he looks straight at his brother and goes, what did you do? I don't know why I did your accent. What did you do? Why have you done this? And he's like, the devil made me do it.
Come here, son.
Which one?
The one who said the devil made me do it.
He's like unwilling until Luvash shoves him in your direction.
I grab him.
Oh.
And I'm holding
Yep,
on to
you
him.
got him.
And
Did you let go of the tiger?
No.
Okay.
Did you let go of
That's
Isak?
tiger.
Yes, I let go of Isak. Listen. Who's the devil? Sorry.
I think it's a great.
He's got his arms like kind of to the side, and you see he goes for the sword and goes, and oh shit, and he pulls upward and just gashes himself and begins to go
Cure
Okay.
wounds.
and just bleeding out. You're gonna cure wounds him? You go up and touch him, and you see his wound close as he cure wounds him. This is torture. Wow.
Isak, grab him, hold him down.
You hold him down. The sword is on the ground. You're like holding him down, and Luvash is just watching.
All right, son. Talk. Who sent you?
Listen. Oh, the healing hit kicks in, and his like wounds close. You still see the scar left over.
You won't die until we let you.
Go ahead, and both of you together make an intimidation check. This time with no, not you. You're not
No, I
there.
have a question.
Oh, what's up?
While this is happening, I want to do something. We can do it now, or we can do it after.
Yeah,
It's
go
fine
and make
with me.
intimidation. What are you doing in the meantime?
I want to sneak into the tent and let the kid go. The setup.
Okay, you enter the tent and you see that there's another human in there who is guarding it, like I mentioned before. There's three, I believe I said. If I did not, that is my fault. Let me see.
We'll
Actually,
get to that later.
So-
I said
This is,
come one, come all. He didn't.
Can I roll with?
no, you're right. They can all be outside. Sure.
Can
Yeah.
I roll with advantage?
Alexi's
since
in
I'm
there.
holding a saber-tooth
I-
tiger.
Oh yeah.
I let Alexi out.
You
I
let
untie him.
You let Alexi go, and he goes, "Oh, they're going to be pissed. Put me back."
It's okay. I'll tie him back up.
All right, cool. So you what'd you roll?
I rolled a 12.
18.
18? All right, so together you guys do enough that he basically gives you this, like, he's the real boss of this land. I am just a piece of it. Just a piece of this puzzle. And you are going to die.
Why is that?
Because he knows of you now.
Who is he?
Kill me. I'll never say.
Okay. Say in a different way.
Luvash says, "You know, I'll tell you. I'll tell you if you let him go and do me a small favor.
How about you tell us, and I don't let go of this tiger?
To be completely honest, we don't know. We've been intimidated into doing these things.
You can't
And-
be intimidated by someone you don't know, unless it's someone you've seen, heard, felt.
He's made himself known many ways. He's come in riding a horse of fire. He's been come winged. He's come in a swarm. He's come as smoke, and he's come as himself. I'm not sure which is the one.
The vampires that were with you, were they his spawn?
And then Argyl's like, and he spits on you.
What are you, with him?
You see, Luvash says, he shrugs.
Can I do an insight check to see if this kid's been brainwashed? Or if he's under some kind
They're
of mind
probably
control spell?
this is my fault. They're probably both in their like 40s. FYI.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can I just see if he's in like some kind of trance or something, or some kind of mind control spell? Or if he's just being an ass?
I mean, you wouldn't know, to be really honest.
Okay.
No matter what roll you made, you would not be able to tell.
Okay.
It's just not your forte.
Alright. Is anyone in the group that I could that I would know?
I mean, you
Okay.
know who's a caster and who's not, so it's up to you.
Shiv, what do you think?
Do you think he can tell the truth?
Can and will are two different things.
I'm saying, do you think this boy is under some sort of spell? Or this man?
This 40-year-old man.
Right, it's fine. You can say boy, it's fine.
I just kept imagining like a 20.
I don't know,
Yeah,
you're
you're
a
good.
little older than him to say boy, I think.
Luvash probably says something in this moment as you guys are talking, just because why wouldn't he? But basically, he interrupts in such a way that like it's aggressive, and he's like, "I just want to find my daughter. She's been missing for some time, and I have reason to believe that it is his fault."
Why?
What do you mean, why? Why do I want my daughter?
No, the second part.
She might have ran, but she might have been lured away as well. And I don't like the way that this feels. I'm not going to meddle in your affairs. I promise. My brother? Kill him. Do me a favor.
You really would do that with your own brother?
I would not. But you can. Do it.
I look at Isak to see if he's still bloodthirsty.
Can I take his hands?
Do I hear this?
Oh yeah, this is all like in the circle. Nobody's moving. Everybody is there.
What does
We're
your daughter look
talking.
like?
She
Are you
is
outside the
a
tent now?
Yeah, I walked back out. He said time back up. I said, okay.
she is a little girl. That is rare here.
Any
What?
Children.
physical features that would make her.
She has long black hair. She's beautiful, crystal white eyes.
What?
And she is small.
I'm sorry to say, I cannot remember seeing her on our way to where we are now. But if it's her that you want,
Even if we find her, so what?
I've been having my men scour the woods. Unless they were all taken by my brother. So kill him and you'll be doing me a favor. I just want my daughter.
We don't tend to do favors for free.
Well, next time the devil comes, I'll make sure that you know what he said.
How often do you get visits from this devil?
As often as newcomers arrive to Vallaki.
Really?
Can I make do I know what that means? Like how often, what that translates
I mean,
to.
the insight check, mind you, would give you like how he's vibing, feeling. That's
Yeah.
that's a question.
What is that? What does that translate to?
Well, so I guess from him, he's saying like he gets visited as often as new people come to Vlaki, right? So what does that mean?
The
Not
inside
very
check on
often.
that means that
It means literally what it means.
the inside check on that will only tell you basically that means
Like that's not a colloquialism. That's literally as often as newcomers arrive.
yes. He
So
literally
if you
just
want
said,
to if you want to ask him
Okay.
how often that is, that might be a question to follow up with.
it's not really
Okay.
helpful though. He
Okay.
really just said that the devil tells him to do something regarding newcomers.
Tell me. Everyone, you say this devil rules over your land. Everyone must know where he lives, so that they can stay away.
They all point towards the big castle on the hill. You see in the distance. just a-
Simultaneous point.
yeah. Oh yeah. Like just a like a quiet, calm. Everyone points. Arms extended, fingers out there. Long nails, short nails, painted nails. It's a group of people, and they're all pointing at one thing. This terrifying structure in the distance at the top of a cliff.
I give the brother to Isek. Just be like, if you want his hands, you take his hands. If that's what you need. Otherwise, just let him go.
And he looks at him square in the face, like you see, like he's on the ground, like the guy like is about to get up, and he just like Isak kind of just like pushes his chest on the ground. And he goes, "Do you want to live? Really? Why don't I do your accent? It's so contagious."
Russian. Very. Do you want to live? Do you really?
And he's like, what? And he's like, wrong answer. Slices his head off with his axe. Just like pushes down. Just like slices. You see the blood start, and then he just goes in where that goes, holds his left arm over it, and just pushes down, smushing that neck space. And you hear, with the weight of his big form, crush the neck, and then go in to the ground until he pulls away, wiping it on the shirt and leather armor in front of him, and then goes,
This man's hands are tainted. I don't want them.
Well, at least he has standards.
and then you see Luvash says, "We should probably bury that."
Oh.
Alright. Do you guys, I'm assuming you're just making camp here. This is not where you stay.
No, this is where we are. This is our home.
They had houses.
It's quite exposed. Alright. Anyone else doing anything during this?
It's about noon.
So you're not with them, or you are with them?
It doesn't matter.
Thomas is depressed.
Tom's like, you know what? This is awful.
Oh,
I think.
fantastic line.
I kind of want to give you inspiration for that because it just felt good. Go ahead, have it. So I think Esmeralda does pipe in and say, "It's like you said, no one ever does a favor for free. Why do you help him? Why do you help the devil?" And then he's like, "Well, because because I have to." And she's like, "I don't believe you. You don't have to do anything. You could leave, Brovia. I know we can." And he's like, "You're fiery, Eliza." And she's like, "I'm also smart. And I'm tired of your bullshit." And Luvash is like, "I see. Is she with you?"
Aye, she's with us.
And he's like, "I suppose Vistani make good entertainment." And he winks at her, and she spits on his feet, and then immediately has a dagger at his neck. Like in the time where he looks at his feet, he like looks up and she's there. And she goes, "Yeah, I'm a real good time." Looking up at him. And he kind of like steps back, like stumbles a little bit, and just says, "I just want my daughter. I don't have time for this." And then she says, "It seems that's making you sloppy. And a little stupid. And he's like, okay, so are you going to help me find my daughter or not? What can I offer you to make this more worthwhile?
You can offer us information.
I suppose. Unless you think you have something better.
I have something, actually. I have a book. I have a book that might help you. It gives you information about him, but I don't have to tell you directly. I also don't have to tell you that you have it. I'm being careful to say things because he's everywhere. He's listening, always.
Gotcha.
Mm.
I don't trust any of the animals. That's my first recommendation. Why do you think we're in the middle of this clearing? We can have our own privacy. As exposed as it is. But I have this book. I cannot promise your safety. Should you take it, I cannot promise ours. But I can promise that I want my daughter back enough to give it to you. She's the one with the key on her chest. She has the key, as she is the key to my heart. I want my daughter back. And also that key.
Where was your daughter last seen?
She was last seen heading to Vallaki. Why do you think we're putting ourselves here?
Got it.
But also, she said, I want to go and see the castle. I'm not sure. Maybe she was taken. Maybe she was told about it.
I wonder why she's at the castle.
I'm not... We were all drunk out of our minds when she said she was seeing something, and I don't remember.
Got it. Sure.
Mm.
Give it to us. We'll see what we can do about your daughter.
I don't think you understand. I don't have the key.
No, not the key. The other thing.
The book.
So he takes you towards this wagon, this treasure wagon. He like pulls back this like curtain, it kind of rolls up, rolls a little bit, and you see on the inside there's a bunch of treasure. All kinds of treasure. And on top of it is this big chest with a big lock on it. And says, it's in there.
Okay.
You're not going to open it for us?
Wait. The key. Does it go to that?
Yes, it does.
Ah.
I'm sorry, I want my daughter back.
Well, why don't you first...
Duncan,
Huh.
help me with this. Wait, no, you're holding that.
Tiger.
Yeah. Well...
He's sick.
Yeah, there you go.
Isak will help you.
Yeah, get the chest out.
He says, no, I just offered the book. It's in there. You'll have to come back and get it when you have the key and my daughter.
No, we have ways to get in things without keys.
He sees he's really outmanned here right now. And I mean, he will let you take it, but you can see there's a lot of like issue with that reality.
Isek, you think you can get into it without a key?
No.
Why?
Because it's big.
So are you.
Yeah, big man, yes I am. But this reality is that this is like expert thing. Look at it. It's like look, and you like see like it's very well made. And he's like, I know some magic, and like this is like magic stuff. It's like legit.
Well, how about your brother paid for his crimes with his life, but we still are deprived of our property? How about you give us one of your wagons? We'll go find your daughter, bring her back, and then we'll part ways
And get the book.
with the book in hand.
You have a deal. Immediately sticks out his hand.
Shakes it
Okay.
With the non-tiger head.
with the non-tiger hand.
What was your name?
I'm Duncan.
Oregano.
It's not funny. That's a very old reference to a game that I ran a long time ago. But anyway, he says nothing actually. He just nods and crosses his arms. And Esmeralda walks over to Thomas, punches him on the shoulder, lightly, and says, "You're not so bad." And continues to walk down the hill.
All right, and then we load up the wagon.
You guys load up a wagon. You see there are some people inside in like rolled up beds, and he's like, "All right, get out. You don't own this anymore." And they're like, "Oh," and they all like get out of where they are and like just hanging. They're like playing cards and like dealing with like weird, coins and like having fun and being silly. And the three gentlemen that were in there are not allowed in there anymore. And you guys can now have the wagon.
Easy come, easy go.
And you guys have a single horse wagon.
They'll steal another.
Single horse wagon. So it is enough to like hold all of you, but like it's still not like ideal. They don't have anything that big.
Sure. But we still have our horses, right? No, because we lost
No.
them. We lost them in the battle, right?
Nobody has any horses
Okay, so then can we load up the tiger in there?
inside there. Yeah.
Okay.
Inside there, or can we like strap him on us like the horse?
I don't think he'd appreciate it.
I know how cats are. They do not appreciate that.
Cats just like fall over.
Oh my gosh, our cat would hate that.
Just refuse.
Just no.
So
We can strap his sack up.
that's funny. So anyway, you guys can basically like have free reign to hang around or go. It's really up to you. The day itself probably puts itself around 1 o'clock
Yeah.
How far are we? Okay, can we pull up the map?
from like Vallaki.
I think we're.
You're right next to Vallaki.
We're right next to Vallaki.
Even less probably.
All right, let's go to Vallaki, or let's say we go to Vallaki and start there since that was the last place we heard from her.
Let's develop some new plans, maybe.
And I'm sorry, Thomas. I know you were really hoping for that orchestra, but it'll have to wait.
I was, and then people died, so it's a little different now.
I'm glad you understand.
There were other places that we were told to go to retrieve materials. There was this. There was a building to the south.
There was a mage,
We're out.
a dragon.
It's. I thought I made that up.
Well-
I'm glad I didn't.
Let's wait for that. Let's head back to Vallaki first.
Right.
While we're out, I feel like we can make it to the mage's place, just see what it is, and then if it's nothing, we return to Vallaki.
All right.
We don't have.
We might be in for another
We're
fight.
already at Vallaki.
I mean, we can spend.
Why don't we
I don't
regroup?
have-
Why don't we regroup at Vallaki? We drop our saber-toothed friend some stakes.
Yeah, saber-toothed friend and the other saber-toothed friend.
Yeah.
Or saber-armed friend.
Yeah.
Who?
Doesn't he have like a tentacle arm?
Who?
Or no, he's got a big. Piece.
Isak has a big pink fiery arm.
Yeah.
I was confused.
I don't know why I imagined him with a tentacle arm.
No, that's interesting.
But
I follow you.
I
All right.
understand.
All right, so you guys go. It's
Alright.
not too far. You just walk there, and you're there within the hour.
okay, and we go back to Rictavio.
It's like 2 o'clock when you get to Rictavio. You manage yourself through town. You go knock on the door, and you see that there is the family has put their wagon there. They've already moved themselves back in, but the store is closed.
Mm-hmm.
And you see the door is kind of barred,
Lot to knock.
and you knock, and you are met with people on the inside. You see the Wachter brothers are both in there. You see
Are
Rictavio.
they letting us in?
Yeah, they let you,
Okay.
they're actually the ones that let you in. Both of the brothers push open the double doors and let you guys in.
And we come in and they bar them behind us.
And they put them up behind you, and then you also see that there is the Mardikovs are all there. The boys are already around playing, like nothing happened. But the parents are they seem like very like, eyes are sunken in a little bit farther, and they're just a little bit like this is legit right now. And also Rictavio is sitting on the counter, swinging his legs, and his cane is next to him.
So just to make clear, Vasilicus with us.
Yes.
Tooth is in the new cart,
Yep.
out in the back.
Sure.
And no one else is here because we've dropped off his sack.
Isak basically just says, good luck. I wish you the well. All will be as it is. And he walks away.
Cool.
Yeah, super weird. He's super not smart.
Yeah.
At least we're on good terms with him.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, you guys battle brothers.
We bonded.
Yeah.
Thomas would like to approach Erwin and Danica,
Mm-hmm.
and I just wanted to apologize to you two for putting you in danger that I did not recognize.
It is fine. We are over it.
I understand. I feel the need to apologize for putting your lives at the risk that they were at.
Believe it or not, we were never in really any danger. We just worry for our boys.
Understandable. You were
It
good
was-
parents.
I appreciate what you're trying to do. The burgomaster is not the wisest man, but I believe that all will be well.
It certainly could have gone better, though.
Apologize that we cannot help you help your family.
This town is a bit less safe than we had anticipated. We're going to be moving to Kresk. Actually, worked out terms to sell the place to Rectavio. My father will be outraged with the wine no longer being in the family and the inn not being a place to sell it, but I trust Rectavio enough. And he also said that he's been talking to the Wachter brothers and they seem interested in the place as well. It's not my first decision, but I believe that Kresk is safer than here. And along the way we will pick up our family, but we're going to do it without our things. We're making a new start, new fresh place, and if you hear a raven that doesn't sound quite real enough, we'll make sure you don't die to what is hunting you.
Thank you.
We're just going to make sure our boys are safe, and then after that, get yourselves killed. He laughs and walks away.
I talked to his wife.
Danica's there. Danica is a bit more quiet. She's more of the worker bee,
Mm-hmm.
as you guys have kind of begun to notice, and she's like cleaning the place that she doesn't own anymore. Like she's actively making sure, because like it's her baby. Like you can just tell in her face she's getting a little teary-eyed, and just kind of saying goodbye to the place. But anyway, you kind of meet her as she's wiping a table down. Like you kind of meet her halfway, and she's wiping it as you're talking to her. So what do you say?
Danica, there's some fine fighting back there.
Yes, thank you. I'm not particularly sure how it happened.
Yeah. I can't say I've seen something like that. You really? Yeah. What kind of move was that?
Actually, I believe that it was, and she like goes over towards the wall and like grabs what she had, and so you see there's her blade. It's like a short sword. It's like, probably about a yard long, from end to end, and on it is like twisted plants. Like it looks like vines is like grown on the hilt, and like it looks like it's not like real. It's like metal carved that way. And you see there in the middle there's like a green jewel in the middle of the of the guard and all that. And she says, It was a gift. I don't actually think I'll be needing it anymore. If you're interested, it might be more of use to you.
Oh, I'd be honored. Thank you.
It's got some sort of specialness to it.
Yes, you said it was a gift. Who gave you such a wonderful weapon?
It was in the Martikov family for quite some time. My husband gave it to me as a wedding present, and I thought it was very beautiful, so I put it on the wall. Yes, hi. I don't think that I really cared to ask.
Well, thank you so much. I'm very honored to be taking such a family heirloom.
I do know that it's Elvish.
That it is.
She hands it to you.
I take it.
This is magic.
Yeah.
And you can attune to it if you want to.
I would like to.
Do you want it to be a short sword, a long sword, or a great sword?
Go greatsword.
Dude, Duncan's a great sword guy.
Not an okay sword.
We will talk later.
Great sword.
It is a homebrew magic item.
Oh, you're cool. I'm jealous. I wanted to have it as soon as you said short sword. I was like, I could have those. Oh, but that's cooler. That's cooler than it
But
can
it
change.
is the Feywild Blade. The Feywild Blade.
Oh! Bang! Oh, it's magic. Dude, you're about to slay.
It's about time he had a magic item.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Shiv would like to talk.
That's what level 5's about, my friends. Oh, man.
All right.
While
Right.
this is happening, Shiv would like to talk to Ismark.
Okay, you mean Erwin.
Dang it!
I'm on your team. We're going to get there, buddy. You're going to meet him one day. It's going to be great. Whoever that is.
I don't know who that is.
It's fine. I just think it's hilarious.
It's all these I'm names.
It's really
Erwin. So you talk to Erwin. Erwin is ready to go. He's there. What's up?
So, what happens now with you?
We're moving to Kresk.
That's fine. But what happens with the organization you had?
Oh, I remember you were interested. You didn't exactly live up to your side of the deal, did you?
Nah, we never made it there. We could still make it there if you wanted to.
We've got our own plans now, but
It does sound that way.
I see you are interested in this power. It seems a little powerful for someone who I don't know very well. I do have a proposition for you, though. And he takes out of his pocket a little, like, raven head, like a skull, like a little beak. And he says, "This may help you find your way."
Take it.
Mm-hmm. Seems magical. It's got some weird vibes.
Okay.
Well, that'll be the boys getting ready.
Still, though, does this end for you? Your fight against the devil?
No, it just changes place.
Hmm.
Supposedly, the Abbey needs someone to look out for it.
Yes, we, made sure of that.
You'll find us there. About time the boys upsized their bedrooms.
Hmm.
I hear the company there is much nicer to keep now.
I also heard there's an orchestra, so
Yes, and there may be an orchestra for quite some time, perhaps. Not sure about that one.
you know, if you could convince all of Valaki to go there, it'd be a nice venue.
Yes.
That might be harder than we think.
Yeah. We thought it was hard to move some people. Turns out it was harder than we thought.
Well, if we come across anything at your old winery, was there anything that you were needing there?
We're going to just go and pick up our family. It seems that the wine is soured.
I think Duncan's saying we may swing around there again.
It
We
is you-
also have some
Whatever you find is yours. It's
unfinished business.
This is up to you if you want to take things from the place, and on good conscience, we don't care. So do your best and do the things that you guys do. You guys seem very nice, very kind, and ultimately, we'd hate to see you dead, but we'll be watching.
If you have anything else you need later, please let us know. Apparently, we can't guarantee to succeed. We can't
We can try.
There was one thing. We thought about giving you the gift. We really did. But we don't believe you've earned it yet. Once you do, we'll find you.
Fair enough. Next time.
I got my
hopefully be
gift.
less expensive.
And one of the Wachter brothers walks up to Thomas and hands him a letter with a red like stamp on it.
Before I open it, I'd like to go to Rictavio.
Okay, you go to Rictavio. He's like, "Hello." He's swinging his legs on the counter.
Can we talk about some sensitive stuff for a short amount of time?
I don't have long. I've got things to prepare, but I'm interested.
How do you deal with losing people that, and it was your fault?
You don't know how true that question rings. Believe it or not, I understand exactly how you feel. Truly. You've asked the right person, really. However, I don't believe that you ever feel better. I think Esmeralda's parents would agree. But we do what we can for those that we harm. If you feel bad about getting people killed, talk to their kin. That's all that I know how to do. Or keep yourself as far away from them as you can. That's what I'm trying to do.
Thank you for your help in all of the ways that you have intentionally and unintentionally helped.
You might want to open that.
I'm about to. And I read the letter.
I would not do it here. As you begin to cut it open, he says, "I recognize the seal."
All right.
What is
I
it?
will step out. I will just give Duncan and Shiv, if they're next to each other, just a knowing look, and I will try to step outside.
Knowing look.
Duncan acknowledges, but he's quite enamored with his new sword. Just kind of like.
So you see on it is almost like a,
The letter.
yeah, it's
on
like
the,
it's,
on the
it's-
seal.
Yeah, on the seal. It's like
Is it Strahd's head?
no, it's too damaged. You have no idea what it is, which is weird because he said I recognize it. It's like destroyed and weird, and it's like there's a circle. It's like almost looks like the head of a clock, and it looks like it's melted in the middle. Like the back is like kind of darker, but the middle is kind of sticking out.
I'll go outside and I'll kind of hold it away from me as I open it.
You cut it open.
Mm-hmm. And then I'll unfold it, kind of away from me.
You pull out the 2 pages.
My friends, know that it is I who have brought you to this land, my home, and know that I alone can release you from it. I bid you dine at my castle, Thomas, so that you and your friends can meet in civilized surroundings. Your passage here will be a safe one. I await your arrival. Your host and friend, Strahd von Sarovich. And we will pick up there next time.
No! We can play for 2 more hours, right, guys?
Good job. No, I'm going to bed. Gonna drive home and go to bed. All right. Thank you for watching Crow's Curtain Call. You'll pick us up next time, and maybe we might visit the man in the castle. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.